Hello all, my name is Jake Sewell and I'm the President of the Young Investors Club, a division of the Property Club, and I'm here to bust a myth I'm sick of hearing about, and it's the affordability crisis facing our first home buyers across Australia. And we're going to focus in Sydney because that seems to be where all the attention is at, and I'm just going to put across some home truths, I guess, here, and go through that I believe it is not an issue, and I believe the media and others are quite responsible for the lack of awareness and understanding, and that housing is very affordable these days. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to show you my thoughts on this. The date, by the way, is the 29th of March 2018. So these are actual figures, actual numbers. I've just sat down with my broker and gone through these exact scenarios. So the perceived problem, as I started with the first slide, is money, but a large part of that, I believe, is the perception that kids or young adults, when they want what their mum and dad have just had once they've moved out of home. So we've got to remember, mum and dad are at probably their peak time in life in regards to they've almost paid off their house, they're upskilled in their profession, they've worked hard their whole lives, and they've achieved a beautiful family home. And I think kids nowadays want that straight up, and instead of working their way towards it. And I think that has a lot to do with the perceived problem of affordability. The media don't help either, so I believe they provide unrealistic expectations, just like we just saw with mum and dad's house, and not properly educating people on this particular topic. So that's where I'm going to bust a myth here for you. So I guess this is what we're told it will cost, and what the media put across, and what you might hear from other uneducated people regarding the topic. So again, I'll stress this, these are based on actual figures, and figures that we've just run, checking all lending criteria, postcode restrictions on lending, all that sort of stuff, and I can confirm that this is actual data from the 29th of March 2018. So I've run these numbers based on a purchase price of $600,000, and as far as the serviceability goes, working on a combined income of $100,000, only $100,000, so I'm sure people in Sydney are on better incomes than $50,000, but on a combined income of $100,000, are able to service a loan of with a purchase price of $600,000. So on top of that, we've got other fees. So that includes stamp duty on the property and some conveyancing costs and searches and that sort of thing. So that brings you to a total of just under $625,000. Now this is where we're led astray slightly as well. So we hear about 80% lend you don't want to incur lender's mortgage insurance and that sort of thing. So if an 80% lend on that purchase price is $480,000, which means our total out-of-pocket expense is just under $145,000. Now, granted, if you're earning $100,000 combined income, trying to come up with that sort of deposit, it's going to take you a long time. Property prices wait for no one, so by the time you might save that money, that $600,000 property is now 1.2. Okay, so I can understand where that part of the affordability argument comes in, but this is where I'm going to set the record straight. So now we're going to look at how little it can cost with the correct education and the correct awareness. Okay, so purchase price of $600,000. Now I know you're probably thinking, okay, $600,000 in Sydney, that's not going to get me much at all. Well, you've got to crawl before you get to your dream house, like we saw mum and dad's. I bet you they didn't buy that first up. Okay, so they've worked up to that. So potentially you might need to look at moving a little further out from your ideal dream location, or buying a small property. But at least you've got your foot in the door, you're on the property ladder, and you need to be realistic about where you start out. So $600,000, you can then see other fees are a little bit higher. Okay, that's because we're actually leveraging more, borrowing more money, and paying a bit of a premium on lender's mortgage insurance, but you're going to see how that's going to help us. So the total figure now takes us to just under $645,000. We're able to achieve a 95% loan, being an owner-occupier property. Potentially you can even do higher. I was just talking with a broker, 97, 98% achievable, but we're going to stick with 95%. Now you can see there the funds to complete. We're back under $75,000 because we've leveraged higher. and being able to get a higher loan amount, we're only now requiring $74,000. From that, though, deduct the first homeowners grant, which is applicable in New South Wales at the moment for new builds on $10,000, and then we take away the stamp duty rebate. And again, this is on second-hand properties as well, not just new properties, so you should really be utilising these. Take those two figures away from our first funds to complete, we're at $42,000. $42,000. So that's all that out-of-pocket expense, come the end of the day, is what it actually does cost you if you're educated correctly, buying the right property, getting the right finance, and getting the right advice. That's all you need. So I've just saved you $102,000. Think about how long that would take you to save. Okay, so that's purely just on education. There's no magic tricks there, but it's just having the correct knowledge and resetting possibly some expectations, and that is very achievable. So there you go. I've just busted the media myth, that is out there. Housing is affordable. It is achievable, and we don't have to be on triple-figure salaries to be able to achieve, getting our foot in the door. Okay, so that was from myself, Jake Sewell, from the Young Investors Club and the Property Club. This is the kind of education we provide to our members. So make sure you come along to some of our workshops, get in contact with your property mentor, and tell others about the club. Thanks for listening. Bye.